channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. I'm going to be doing some sewing today, some alterations, and I thought that I would do it with a friend, with a homie. So I have a bunch of random pieces laid out in front of me, mostly bras and things of that nature, because it can be hard to find ones that fit me properly, especially when they are secondhand, such as this beautiful corset. So I guess we should just get started. I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not the best at sewing. I'm not the best at anything, let me just say that. So I have a brother sewing machine. I got it a few years ago, and turn this bad baby on. I think that I'll start with the easier DIYs first. So let me just tell you what is wrong with these bras. These my sister got on sale, so she wasn't able to return them, and so she gave them to me. I found out they did not fit me either, and the thing about them is that they just rest on my breast. I guess the bust is not tight enough, so the cups are like sitting on my boob, and I just need them to be a little bit tighter so that everything is more secure and holding underneath my boob. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just shorten the length of these adjustable straps and make them just about an inch long so that the bra kind of comes in and is a much tighter. I would say that's like, what, 4 inches that I'm taking off of the band. And I just honestly hope that this is a relaxing time. I have my foot pedal. It's just gonna be resting to the side, so you can't see it, but it's there. Yeah, I feel okay. I did take a depression nap and have 2 cones of mango sorbet, but I just call that living my best life. First of all, let me cut the tag off of this bra. The brand, by the way, is Gooseberry Intimates, if anyone is wondering. I'm going to re-sew these 2 ends together. I don't know if me explaining this to you matters, but thank you for being here with me on today of all days, whenever you're watching this. And I'm gonna reinforce this like a million times because my boobs can be heavy. So here it is. I just shortened this bottom one, and now we have to do the top one. I think something right now that could help everyone get through their days a little bit easier is a lot more poetry. It just feels like the time to call upon the great poets. I always talk to inanimate objects. I mean, besides this camera, I'll like say sorry to the door if I bump into it. I just personify everything. In times of chaos or uncertainty, I feel like you just have to rest into the great arts, into making your own or absorbing it, and find purpose and intention in life and feel related to. Every time that I start reading poetry again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something special. As you cover me blue. Sometimes I think my roommates probably think I'm such a weirdo because I'm always singing, I'm always like burning something, I cook all the time, so I'm always in the kitchen. I just have like, you know, my rituals, and I be chanting, but I live at the end of the hall and my roommates are like at the complete opposite end of the hall, so I honestly don't even know if they hear me. But I went to this music festival one time. This is such a random memory, but someone offered me a piece of gum and I was like, oh, what flavor is it? And they were like, oh, it's banana. And I was like, oh no, thank you, I'm picky, like I don't want that. And this girl was like,
no, like you just have a preference, and that's okay. It doesn't make you picky.
And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, I'm not picky. I'm not like being a bitch or being whatever, like I just don't like that flavor. And such a random example of a woman just reminding me that like not every little thing about me is something that I need to apologize for, and I just really appreciate that. I love when other women empower me and remind me. Okay, so now we have 2 enclosures, 2 clasps that are much smaller, and ooh, where did that come from? And I'm just gonna do the same thing to my black bra. But first, I just wanted to give a special shout out and thank you to Function of Beauty for sponsoring today's video. It is super easy to invest just a little bit of time in your hair care by filling out their 2-minute online quiz. You basically let them know your hair type, your hair goals, and other personalized preferences, and you can also choose a name and a color. So I love this seafoam green, and I named mine Amor. I chose the eucalyptus eucalyptus scent, which smells so amazing. I really have a sensitive nose, so I appreciate that you can pick out exactly what scent that you want, or you can make it unscented. Their products are free from parabens, sulfates, GMOs, toxins, and are 100% vegan and cruelty-free, which is something that I look for in my beauty products anyway. And I feel like I've already noticed my hair being less oily, which is one of the preferences that I chose, is oil control, helping my damaged split ends. And I've also been using their hair mask. You can customize and add anything to your order, including a leave-in conditioner, a hair mask, or a hair serum. And they have a subscription service, so you don't have to think about leaving your house every time that you have to get shampoo or conditioner, because they can deliver it to you every 2, 3, or 6 months, depending on your preference. And you can cancel or change your formula at any time if your hair goals change, so it's just really convenient. And if you would like to try them out and get 20% off, you can just click the first link in my description box below and add some new customized self-care to your routine. I was pondering the other day what it would be like to completely forget your past. Would you completely lose sense of who you are, or would it be liberating because then you don't have any preconceived notions about who you are or what your worth is? And I was like really thinking to myself, that honestly must feel amazing to completely lose your sense of self in a way. And I guess that when you do start your spiritual journey, that starts to happen. Like, everything around you shifts and the way that you view yourself shifts a lot. But I just think to forget all of your memories, at first the thought of it really scared me, but then I was like, wow, it would actually be liberating. A brand new human. Like, I have no past to blame everything on. I have no preconceived notions about myself or about this world, but also I've learned so much, and that I will never want to give up. And that's why I would never change anything about my past. Also, to have to learn how to be confident and use my voice and to stick up for myself, that was such a journey. That's an ongoing, never-ending journey. And especially just with the opposite sex and navigating my sexuality, all of that is stuff that I do not want to do again. Like, a lot of times I'll just be in a blissed out state because of the fact that I have made it this far, and because of the fact that I have learned so many lessons and have come out seemingly unscathed. You know, a few scars here and there, but none more that I'm inflicting upon myself, and just I'm really honoring the lessons that I've learned. I think just the thing with boys was a huge one. Like, I used to be so afraid to say no. I used to, oh, this is white thread. Oh, knowing that I'm not awkward and weird for not talking every 2 seconds. The way that I speak now is just so much different than how I used to speak back then, because I know that every word that I'm saying is valid and that my existence is valid. But for a while, I just felt like wrong for so many reasons. And part of it was like this weird social thing where everyone was always like, oh yeah, you're so shy, like, so cute. Basically, small talk just kills my soul, and I cannot do it. I'll ask someone if they're happy. I'll ask someone genuinely how they are, because I want to know. And I think that's what it is. It's like, I want to know something present and real, and speak of something that's going to heal in some way, or inspire, or just invoke something in one another. And that's one of the main ways that I got through my social anxiety that I used to have, is asking people things that I genuinely cared to talk about, and not just allowing myself to fall into the same exact conversations every single day, especially living in a place like New York where you're just constantly meeting people. Also, I just really appreciate anyone that I can sit in silence with, feel everything that is true right now, because that's where like all the potential lies, is right here. Try to only speak of things that are present for 24 hours and see how much of a challenge that is. It's very interesting. And you can even just challenge yourself to do this while you're having dinner, like only speak of things that are in the immediate room, in your immediate reality. I don't know why this has taken me like 20 minutes, probably just because I'm talking so much, but this is a really easy alteration. But yeah, people who I can be quiet with are people who I feel really safe with, because I don't want to fill up every moment with noise. I sometimes will spend time with like very far out people. I remember when I was in college, I was 17 when I moved out for college, and I like hung out with this homeless guy. He was homeless by choice, but I was on a run, and he was like, you shouldn't put your phone in your bra, you'll like ruin your beautiful breasts or something. That was like a little like I don't really want a stranger telling me to do that, but also good looks because I shouldn't be putting my phone in my bra, in my sports bra. And I don't know, he was young, we just got to talking, he made his own clothes, and I was gonna go on a hike with him, but then I was like, wait, I have no idea who this person is, and I should probably not do that. So I didn't go on a hike with this strange man that I just met. I'm just thinking to all the semi-dangerous situations that I got myself in. Another reason why I'm just so grateful to be alive every single day, because I have gotten myself into some sketchy situations. Anyways, these two are done. Let's get into this bad boy. This needs at least like 3 inches taken off from it. So what I'm gonna do, and it might be kind of ratchet, but I feel like I don't have that many options because there is metal boning in here. And this is so reinforced that if I were to take the stitches out of this and like put it further down, it just wouldn't look right. I was also thinking of like just sewing in the sides, but then the back would look weird. So my best option here is to cut off the clasps, and then I'm gonna re-sew them right here. I don't know if any of that made sense. Honestly, I think maybe this is just the most that I've talked to another person today, so I'm kind of like word vomiting. My bad. In the try-on part of this video, you probably won't even be able to tell a difference from the beginning to the end, but I will definitely feel a difference. I watched Freaky Friday the other day, and it made me really happy. I just thought that I should share. I love early 2000s movies. I love Disney Channel original movies. One of my favorites was Wish Upon a Star. It was about those 2 sisters who always fought and then they switched lives. And oh, so Freaky Friday, they also switched lives. I guess I'm really into that idea. I think just having a little bit of perspective and empathy would go a very long way for certain people of power. Even just the experience of love. I know that that bothers a lot of people to think like, oh, that horrible man needs love. That's the last thing I want to give him. But I think that we're creating our heaven and hell through our thoughts, and to act in a way that you don't care about other beings means that you yourself are in a state of fear. They are the ones who need it most. I would love to be a therapist. I've honestly been thinking about it, of going back to school. That's something that I always have in the back of my head as this like form of validation, but I'm like, am I thinking of pursuing this because then I'll feel validated by my grandparents and by some part of myself that feels like I'm a failure because I didn't go to college, or am I doing it because I genuinely want to help people? And to be honest, I do think it's a combination of both. I think the hardest part would be like shaking it off at the end of the day though, is going home and not taking other people's problems with me. I do be struggling to keep a straight line. So I reinforce everything like 4 times just to make sure, because I tug on my bras a lot, my boobs are heavy. I really want to weigh my boobs. I just think that'd be interesting. My sister did that. She was at like a fruit market and she just put her boobs on the scale instead of fruit, and it was like 15 pounds or something. Maybe that's an exaggeration. I think there were 5 pounds each. She has like F size boobs. And I do apologize if I repeat myself in videos like this where I'm just rambling. Sometimes I repeat the same messages, but that's just because they're very, very true to me and very present in my life. I think it's really important to do little things every single day that make you feel accomplished and like you are achieving some kind of growth within yourself, within your business, creatively, just something that makes you feel like you're taking part in a bigger plan of action. That's something that really helps my mental health. When I have a day where I don't do anything productive, and maybe that's, no, it's not unhealthy, because to me being productive is also doing yoga and taking time to breathe and find inner clarity. If I have a day where I don't do any of that, it puts me in a really weird headspace. And so when I wake up and have a really good yoga practice or meditation, or I make myself a healthy meal, I know like I'm investing in a part of myself that is going to pay off in the long run. And that feels really, really good for the old mental health. Even just cleaning my room, I'm like, oh, I'm setting myself up for a good day today or tomorrow. And so I try to do those things frequently. But okay, so if you can see, I cut off the claspy part that was dangling over here and I re-sewed it. Lastly, we have the probably most strenuous DIY of them all, and it's this red superhero looking dress. There are so many holes in it. So I'm loading this new bobbin with this red thread. It's pretty cool. Sewing is actually fairly easy. I don't know why I was so nervous about this. Sewing intensifies. One more thing about this dress is that it didn't properly fit my waist, so I'm just going to bunch up some of the fabric on either side to make it cinch at the waist a little bit more. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in with me and my energy. Don't forget, if you want to receive 20% off Function of Beauty, to click the first link in my description down below. I hope that you guys can stay clear in your energetic field and just be present with literally anything that's coming up. I appreciate you and cherish you so much, and I'll see you in a video soon. Bye!